स्तनाभरणं तेजः श्रीरङ्गे स्वयमाश्रये चिन्तामणिमिवोध्वान्तम् उत्सङ्के अनन्तभोगिनः नमः श्रीरङ्गनायक्यै यद्ब्रूविभ्रमभेदतः ईशेषितभ्यवैषम्यनिम्नोन्नतमिदं जगत् अब्जन्यस्तपदाब्जमं चिदकटी संवादिकौशेयकम् किञ्चिद्दाण्डवगन्धि संहननकं निर्व्याजमन्दस्मितम् चूडाचुम्बिमुखाम्बुजं निजभुजा विश्रान्तदिव्यायुधम् श्रीरङ्गे शरदः सतं ततयितः पश्येम लक्ष्मीसखम् श्रीवत्सचिह्नमिश्रेभ्यो नमवुक्तिमधीमहे यदुक्तयस्त्रयी कण्ठे यान्ति मङ्गलसूत्रताम् श्रीपराशरभट्टार्यः श्रीरङ्गेशपुरोहितः श्रीवत्साङ्कसुतः श्रीमान् शयसे मेस्तु भूयसे। Srirangam, Sriranganathiyar and Sriranganatha, the divine couple, have gifted us this wonderful opportunity of listening about Go Samrakshana through the ancient Indian Vedic way. We are all here gifted to be in association, that is, we are all becoming Gopala Dasas or Govinda Dasas through listening to this wonderful lecture. Gopals and Shriman Trust, these two organizations are very closely related to each other. Shriman Trust has got Gopals inside its ambit, and Gopals have got Shriman Trust into their heart. Yes, we both join together for doing great services to this society in the form of Go Samrakshana, Veda Samrakshana, etc., etc. Shriman Trust is ever indebted to our Gopals, because only because of them we have got a Kannan for our Goshala. Yes, a real Kannan for our Goshala. Our Goshala was suffering without a Gopalaka. It has expanded. More number of cows and calves have come. Suddenly one day we have struck with a non-availability of a Gopala. At that time it was the helping hand given by the Gopal. The team of Gopals, especially led by Shrikant Raghunathan. Through him we were able to get the access of Kannan. So his name is also fortunately Kannan. He came from the Tirunelveli district. And he was there with us to take care of the Shriman Trust Goshala, the Govardhan Goshala at Srirangam with his family. And it made the ties of Gopals and the Shriman Trust more stronger. Not only this, Gopals, the divine organization, is helping Shriman Trust in so many other forms, supporting financially, as well as bringing more and more volunteers to Srirangam to get to know about the Go Samrakshana and getting engaged practically in a useful manner. Not only that, we also had a plan of sending our kids, the Gurukulam students, those who are studying Vedas, through Sri Shrikant Raghunathan and Gopal teams for a nice camp that has been specifically designed for bringing up the virtues and values, and also so many other good qualities from our Vedic kids. But due to this lockdown, we missed that opportunity. Our Gurukulam children are eagerly awaiting for this opportunity at the earliest. Let me pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ranganatha to make Gopal and Shriman Trust ever be at his divine service and do more and more in future with a strong relationship and cooperation. Now with this, let I get into my lecture. The Go Samrakshana through this ancient Indian Vedic way. Now, this topic, which is the need of the heart, should be properly heard and carefully listened and to be practiced by everyone. When the world is suffering from pandemic, which made the whole world to just stop everything and sit in the home, everyone was moving at a super fast speed, was stopped, and now everyone is thinking of what will be the next. I feel this is the right time to know more about the Go Samrakshana, the basic dharma of our Hindu philosophy, of our Sanatana dharmic practice, which enables us to drive out the fear, even the disease, and give us more fortunes. This is the right time to think more about the Go Samrakshana, the way in which it has been practiced in our Bharata Desha. There is a Vedic system that we are following that makes us quite unique in this whole world. Hence, this topic at this moment acquires greater importance, need more attention for the right practice to make this whole world glow. The whole world need to learn from us. Everyone is following the system of acharam and anushtanam as told by Shastras without being known that is being told in Shastra. Yes, we keep regularly our hands washed and keeping a social distancing and whatnot. So many other things we are doing. Basically, everything what we do now is very clearly explained in the Shastras. Hence, the Vedic way, the Vedic life, the Vedic references are the need of the hour to make our knowledge grow more. Now, coming to the topic, let me start from Srirangam. We are fortunate to be here in Srirangam, and naturally we have more love towards the Sriranga Kshetra and Sriranganatha. So each and every topic we would like to start from Srirangam, and for every topic Srirangam has got its own reference. Any topic could be started with Srirangam as a reference, as no practice with great values are left out in Srirangam. Let me also start this topic from Srirangam. Sriranga Kshetram is the most important kshetra for Sri Vaishnavas. I hope not only for Sri Vaishnavas, everyone all over the world have got a great regard for this kshetra and Sri Ranganatha Bhagavan. Sri Ranganatha, the Lord who reclines in the Adisesha, was worshipped by none other than Lord Rama himself. All the Suryakula Rajas are worshipped our Ranganatha with great devotion. He was gifted to Vibhishana. Vibhishana, while bringing Lord Ranganatha to his home, that is his hometown is Sri Lanka, on the way he saw the Kaveri, and in between an island that is Srirangam, which is filled with superb gardens and excellent nature. The abundance of nature is the beauty of Srirangam. So he has to place the Lord Sri Ranganatha for few hours at this Divyadesam to do a puja. But Sri Ranganatha had his own decision. He has his own mind of to be in Srirangam permanently. So he made it happen. In order to bless Vibhishana, even now Sri Ranganatha is showing his divine face towards south direction. This is quite really unique that we could see. Tendisai ilangai nokki kadal nira kadavul endai aravanai tuyiluma kandu udalanak kurugu malo enseigen ulagathire. So Lord Ranganatha is seeing his child Vibhishana as a mother sees her child and takes care of her. Takes care of her child. Sriranga Punya Kshetra is one of the Swayam Vyakta Kshetra. Only there are 8 Swayam Vyakta Kshetra and Srirangam is the number 1. Adhyam Proktam Swayam Vyaktam Vimanam Ranga Samyakam. This is the foremost Swayam Vyakta Kshetra. The Lord has come out on his own. Brahma, who was actually confused after he was given the duty or responsibility of doing the Srishti by the Lord. Narayanad Brahma Jayate. God has, Paramatma Sriman Narayana has made the Srishti of Brahma and he has ordered the Brahma to do the Srishti further. He ordained him to continue the Srishti as he will be there as an Antaryami for him to protect him, to guide him in every other manner. But Brahma, a just now born baby, was confused and he was struck with a huge task that has been handed over to him. So he praised the lotus feet of Lord to be with him forever and show his grace. Because of the tapas of Brahma, our Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana was really pleased and he took his own form, that is in the form of reclining in the Adisesha along with Mahalakshmi. With Sriranga Vimana, he came out from the ocean of Kshirabdi, the milk ocean. With this, he directly reached the abode of Brahma, the Satyaloka, where he stayed to be worshipped by Brahma. But Brahma, because of his more and more involvement in the duty of Srishti, failed to take care of Lord in a proper way, and he has delegated his duty of doing Tiruvaradhanam to Manu and his Vamshas. So regularly the Manu and his Vamshas were coming and doing the Tiruvaradhanam to the Lord, doing the great pujas, daily pujas to the Lord with greatest devotion and affection. One Raja named Dharmavarma, he prayed at the lotus feet of Ranganatha that he wants him to be in this Bhulokam. When he is in Satyalokam, he is under quarantine of Brahma. He can't be worshipped by the public at large. So he prayed at the lotus feet of Lord to come and stay with them in Ayodhya. Our divine Lord obeyed the prayer of a divine devotee, the Dharmavarma. He came to Ayodhya and he stayed with the Suryakula Rajas and he blessed everyone there in Ayodhya. So he came to the Ayodhya due to the tapas of Ikshvaku. And he came to Srirangam because of the tapas of Dharmavarma. Sriranganatha, the Lord who took his own form, the first one, the Swayamvyakta Murti, is not only gifted in the form of Swayamvyakta Murti but also got so many other uniqueness like the Tirtham. The Chandrabhashkarandi Tirtham is the most powerful Tirtha which has cured Chandra from his disease. He was having a Chaya Roga that has been cured due to this Chandrabhashkarani. Kaveri, which is more very, very pure, this is the more purified river than that of the Ganges. Gangayil Punidamaya Kaveri. And not only that, the Kshetra itself, the Sriranga Kshetra itself is the most Paramapavana Kshetra. So here, Lord Ranganatha follows so many customs and practices which are quite unique and need to be observed and need to be researched. Everyone need to follow that properly if they have acquired the real knowledge of it. So what is the topic that we have taken? The Go Samrakshana. And what is the relationship between the Srirangam and this Go Samrakshana is every morning during the time of Vishwarupa, when Sriranganatha is being worshipped by great bhaktas through a Veena Gana, there will be Swamiji's reciting Tirupalli Ezhuchi. Kadiravan Gunadishai Shikaram Banda Naindan Ganayirulagannad Kalayam Purudai Madivirindurigina Mamalarellam Vanavar Arasargal Vandu Vandindi Edirudishai Niraindana Rivarodum Puhum Dhairungalititamum Pidiyodumurasum Adirudalil Alehadal Pondula Dengum Arangattama Palliyadundarulaye. O Sriranganatha, please wake up. Now the time has come for you to show your divine grace on the devotees. When everyone will be anxiously awaiting for the darshan of Sriranganatha, the screen will be opened. Do you know who will be getting the first darshan of Lord Ranganatha? Pratama Kataksham. The first divine Kataksham of Lord Ranganatha goes to the Gomata. Every Vishwarupa, during each and every day of Vishwarupam, Gomata is brought to the Sandanu Mandapam, that is opposite to that of Garbhagraha, outside the Gayatri Mandapam, that is opposite to that of two Dwarapalakas. So the back of the cow will be shown to the Lord Ranganatha, and every day morning during the time of Vishwarupa, our Lord Ranganatha will have his Prathama Darshan by seeing the backside of the cow. So many people will be wondering, what is this? A cow is getting this kind of bhagyam, that too. It is not in the straight position facing the Lord, but its backside is shown to the Lord. Usually in our Shastra we consider it as a sin to show a back to the great persons. It is a disrespect that we show to the great person. But why a cow which is being placed in the Mantapa, that is before the Lord, before the Dwarapalaka, showing the backside of the cow? Because there the Lakshmi resides. There the divine Tayar, Mahalakshmi, the life partner of Lord Ranganatha, resides in the backside of the cow. Hence, the cow is being shown with its backside towards the Lord. After seeing Mahalakshmi through the cow, our Lord Ranganatha wakes up and starts showing his blessings to all. Srirangam is the Divyadesam where everyone, including those in the divine abode, come here to worship. Vanavargal Sandisheya Ninnan Arangat Aravinanayan. Even those who are the Nityasuris will take a form and come to worship our Lord Ranganatha, but they have to wait. Only the Gomata will have the bhagyam of having the first darshan of Lord. This instance is itself showing the greatness of Gomata and the samrakshanam of Gomata. When the Lord himself showcased to the world that this is the practice that I do regularly, is it not the duty of every bhakta to follow that? To understand the importance of this? To dwell into the reasons behind that? To make the whole world aware of this kind of unique practice by Lord Ranganatha himself. When a child questions us after coming to Vishwarupa Darshana, "Oh Father, please tell me why Lord Ranganatha is giving his first darshan to this Gomata, and this Gomata is showing his backside to the Lord. Is it right?" When that a question arises, it is our duty to go into the Pramanas and see what are all the answers that are found in our Vedic scriptures to tell the reason for this. We all know a sentence in Sanskrit which says, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. A person who protects dharma will be protected. Protector of dharma will never be left out. He will always be protected by his own practice of protecting dharma. God himself has given an assurance that one who follows the dharmas as prescribed in Shastras will ever be protected by him. It could be very clearly seen in so many instances. Karna, who had the quality of doing danas, charities to those who are all coming and begging at his house, he was himself protected by the dharma. Even God could not take it away. Lord Krishna could not just take it away. So whenever A person who follows strictly the dharma, he will be always protected by that duty, by that task itself. This is the assurance given by our Lord. There are so many phases of dharma, and we take one particular phase of dharma, and in that we have two eyes for the dharma. We could see two eyes. The main two eyes of the dharma are, the one is go and another one is brahmana. One is cow and another one is the Brahmin. One is the embodiment of dharma, another one is the embodiment of knowledge. This we could see from a shloka that we all recite during the conclusion of Sri Ramayana. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam lokas samastas sukhino bhavantu. Let a king rule this world with the right dharma. Let all prajas of this world be happy. Let there be the protection of go as well as the brahmanas. Go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam. So daily let this go and brahmana be very happy. Let them enjoy in this world. Let them give mangalam to this whole world. Because of this, let this whole world be Shubham. Let the whole world be happy with the grace of this Go and Brahmana. Why these two particular dharmas have been taken and incorporated in this shloka? Can we think about the importance of these two things? That is the Go Samrakshana and Brahmana Samrakshana. These two dharmas are quite interrelated with each other. Go, that is the Gomata, the cow is actually an embodiment of all gods. All gods are in the Gomata, residing in the Gomata. Every dharma is inside the Gomata. And Brahmana is the one who has the Veda within himself. One side, the God has taken his own form. All the gods have taken their own forms and residing in the cow. And in other side, the God who is inside the mantras, who is inside the Vedas, are within the Brahmanas through the Vedas, through the mantras. So God resides equally in the cow as well as in the Brahmanas who recite Vedas. These two things cannot be separated as like an hardware and software. When I need to work with a computer, I can't just keep the hardware like keyboards or other things and just make it to work. Only with the software, I will be able to make use of the hardware in a perfect way. When we see Gomata as an embodiment of all gods, everything within it, it has got everything to give us. The need of Gomata, the knowledge on Gomata is with Brahmins. So through Vedas, the acquisition of knowledge through Vedas. So when Gomata could be seen as an hardware, then there needs to be a software, the Vedam, etc., to be ever used to know about the importance of this Gomata. So Brahmanas are embedded softwares. They have got Vedams with themselves forever. Even at the time when a Brahmana has become a lunatic, When he is admitted to a hospital, a mental hospital for a treatment, there also he will go and recite the Vedams. He doesn't know anything else. That is the pure nature of a Brahmin. Brahmananam dhanam rig yajus samani. The real treasure of Brahmanas are rig, yajus, sama and all smriti, itihasa, puranas. So without knowledge, you can't adore the cows. Without cows, you can't make use of the knowledge. So the both dharmas are quite interrelated. When these two are integrated, when these two dharmas are balanced and protected in a proper way, then the whole world rejoices. Then the benefit is passed on to the whole world. Go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. How these two things are interrelated. Go will bless us with all the drishtapalas. The Brahmanas will bless us with all the adrishtapalas. Even Gomata gives us the adrishtapalam also. When these two dharmas are taken care of, the Go Samrakshana and Veda Brahmana Samrakshanas are properly being taken care of in this world, then there will be the real bliss in the world. We are all suffering because of our failure to take care of these two dharmas. We have failed in Go Samrakshana as well as we have failed in Veda Samrakshana. Thanks a lot. Due to the awareness, due to the spread of knowledge, nowadays more and more people are interested in the protection of these two dharmas, like our Gopals and so many other team. Now people are turning towards our Vedic treasure and seeing the real Anandam bliss in that and starting to do the protection of Go as well as the Brahmana. When we want to get ourselves quite good in the practice, we go under an apprenticeship to somebody else. For example, when I want to become a lawyer, it is a duty for me to go and be an apprentice under a senior lawyer who is an expert in that field. Like the same, when I want to become a master of cook, so I want to gain the mastery in cooking, then I need to go and work under a person who is really master in that. I will learn from him how to do all those things in a perfect manner. Like the same, for us to practice every dharma in the world, we need a practitioner to showcase us that this is the way that you also need to practice. Without a perfect role model, we will not be able to practice any good thing. Now we could see even a child learns from the practice of either their elders or from the association. It is able to occur. You could see in your home itself that when you put up some plate for eating, then naturally your small child will also crawl inside and try to put a plate. As you do this, as you do like starting eating or etc., the child will also follow the same pattern without knowing its meaning or other thing. Like the same in this world, we need a person who practices everything, real dharma, and enables us to practice. So encourages to practice, makes us to understand the importance of the practicing dharmas. Who else in this world who could be the best guide, philosopher, friend and practitioner than our Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana? He is the sole person who takes a form to come to this world and practice himself whatever has been ordained by him. The God has ordained Shrutis and Smritis. Shrutis Smritir Mamaivagnya. He himself has told very clearly that Vedas, Shastras and everything is my order. Those who follow the Shruti and Smriti are the follower of me. Those who are disobeyer, they are not disobeying the Shruti or Smriti, but they are disobeying my order, and they will be called as drogis. Mama Ajñachedi, Mama Drohi. Hence, in order to protect dharmas and make the whole world understand the importance of its practice, our Supreme Lord, Srimad Narayana, takes a form and come to this world and practices the dharma. He tells the three reasons for practicing. He tells us three reasons for his avataram in this world. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinasaya cha dushkritam, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Only for these three reasons I come down to this world and take an avatara. Avatara sahasrani kalpe kalpe karomyaham prajanam anukampartam punar archatmana bhuli. So he is taking thousands of avatara. Even Archavataram is one form of avataram of Lord. But the avataram, the Vibhava avataram, we are quite more aware of 10 avatars that are called Dasavataras. In that, the most important avatara are Rama avatara and Krishna avatara. Krishna avatara is an avatara where the God has shown the nitis, how you should be able to live in this world. Even the whole world is corrupted. When there is a yuddham of for adharmam and dharmam, how you should stand, on whose paksham you should be standing actually. And he has given a divine nectar in the form of Bhagavad Gita only in this Krishna avatara. In this Krishna avatara, he is actually a protector of dharma. He is not only the protector of dharma, he himself is an incarnation of dharma. We say Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. Krishna in himself is a dharma, is an embodiment of dharma. So here Lord Krishna comes to this whole world, comes to this bhumi and showcases the two main qualities. Even he has actually followed so many good qualities, followed so many dharmas. But the two things that we have to consider here is, the first thing is go samrakshana, the second is honoring the brahmanas. First thing is go samrakshana. We all know Krishna is the protector of cows. He has took his form in this whole world to just put himself as a protector of cow. The whole Krishna's life during the first part symbolizes his love towards the cow and its protection. He is the supreme God. He is the God of gods. So many demigods are under him. Tam Ishvaranam Paramam Maheshwaram, Tam Daivatanam Paramam Cha Daivatam. These are the words by the Vedas. Though he is the Supreme Lord, he took the form of a shepherd. One who is interested in protecting the cow and calves. Yes, he took his birth in Yadavakulam. It's so astonishing that a supreme personality is willing to be just a Gopalaka. Do you know which name Krishna is quite happy, and everyone in the world will be relieved from all the sins, and which is actually a Kali Yuga mantra, Kali Yuga Nama, we could tell. Do you know what is which is the secret name Lord Krishna has occurred? It is Govinda. This is the name adorned by none other than Indra. The Indra has given this name to the Lord after the God has taken, Lord Krishna has taken in his hands with his small little finger. He was just protecting the whole village, including the aged, cows, calves and everything, through lifting of a Govardhana Giri. He was a Govardhana Giri Dari during the time for the whole 7 days. 7 days and 7 nights, he just took care of the whole village by solely lifting that Govardhana Giri in his hands. After seeing his supremacy and understanding the greatness that he is none other than Lord Vishnu, Indra comes and prays at his lotus feet, and he requests the God to excuse him for his mistake that he has committed at his lotus feet. Our God, Sriman Narayana, is always a pleasant Murti. He is a Parama Sattvika Vyakti. Shriya Paramasattva Samashrayakaha. He was happy with Indra. He was able to excuse him, and not only that, he accepted the honor given by Indra by adoring the God with the name of Govinda. So Govinda Nama Pattabhishekam was done by Indra. Krishna got other names also. He was called Gopala. So he was the protector of cows. He was Govinda. He was the person who is taking care of the cow. So this shows that Krishna is more interested in protection of the cow. We could see from Bhagavatam and Mahabharatam how Lord Krishna was so immersed in taking care of the cows. Early morning Krishna starts along with all the cows to make it to graze in the open land that is far away from the villages, even to the forest. He will be just taking all those cows and calves along with him. As like we take morning tiffin and afternoon lunch, nowadays it has become brunch. But there is a system that where we will take a Balabhogam in the morning and afternoon we have a Rajabhogam. Like the same, the cows and calves will have early morning tiffin. That is called, Andal refers this as Panipul Meige. The grass is wet with the snow that is being fallen on the grasses. So during the time, the cows and calves will be very happy to go and graze the places. That is actually taking its tiffin. After that, it has to start for a long journey to the forest and will be just happily grazing. So during that time, Lord Krishna will be singing singing through his flutes. He will be mesmerizing the cows, and he will be quite very happy with their association. Not only that, he will have his own food only after the cows have taken their own. There is a real gift of there is a real quality of a person who takes care of the cow. Every Gopalaka should have his food only after the cows have taken their food. Even now we see this kind of practice in so many villages. So many cow shepherds have this strong practice. This is really a great dharma for them. Krishna has depicted this. Alvars in their pasaram, they are very happy in saying this. Kandrumai tiniduvanda kaalaiyennum kadibodil sool kanaburatten kaniye ennum. Bhagavan is very happy in taking care of the cows than that of the cows. Do you know why? He is so happy in going behind the cows. Why? Because cows have their own ability to come and stay at the place where it could be. But the cows are so small that they need help. So Krishna will be happy to help those who need protection, who could not protect on their own. So he feels very happy to take care of the cows. After completing the Krishna Avatara, when Lord returns to his own abode, Paramapada, it has become his practice to take care of the cow even in Paramapada. Unknowingly, while a Samagana session is going in Paramapada, the God will be happily reciting like this, will be doing some kind of actions like that. He cannot forget the act of going behind the cows even in Paramapada. That shows his deep attachment in taking care of the cows. And Krishna has followed the Brahmana Samrakshana, Veda Samrakshana, by taking care of Kuchela, his very old friend, his classmate actually. And not only that, even Akrura or any other person will be gifted with the cow. Whenever Krishna sees a Brahmana, he will be gifting a cow to the Brahmanas. Finally, to his best friend Uddhava, Krishna says, when you are worshipping the cow, it is equal to my worship. So Lord, he himself has stated it very clearly, cow worship equal to Krishna's worship. So he is the person who follows whatever that has been told by him through Shrutis and Smritis. Maryadanamsha lokascha karta karayitascha saha yadyat acharati sreshtaha. He is the really great person, one who follows whatever that has been told by him. Now we see in management we have a great say, walk the talk. Sir, what do you mean by it? Walk the talk. Whatever Krishna has followed, that is walk the talk. He has followed whatever he has told. Whatever has been told in Shruti, he has simply followed. So that we have seen now what has been followed by Krishna, let me now go into the Pramanams, the Vedic scriptures, which is telling the rules of how to adore the cow, how to worship it, how to take care of it, what are all the benefits associated with that, and also what are all the sins if we fail in the duty. Now it's time for us to delve into the Pramanams, the Vedas proclamation about the cow and its protection, the importance of cow protection. Rigveda starts with saying that Lakshmirya Lokapalanam Denurupena Samstita Dhritam Vahati Yajnartha Mama Papam Vyakohatu. So actually, as like Mother Goddess Lakshmi, we have cow here. Denurupena Samstita. She is in the form of cow. Mother Goddess Lakshmi has taken a form of cow, and each and everyone will be gifted with Lakshmi through having this cow. She has got everything for us, milk, ghee and everything she has got for us, that too for doing the pious yajnas, through which our papams, our sins are vanished. When we adore the Gomata, when we worship her, we recite this shloka to the Gomata. Tvam mata sarva devanam tvam cha yajnasya karanam tvam tirtha sarva tirthanam namastestu sada anaghe. Tvam mata, you are the mother for sarva devanam. For all devas, you are the mother. Tvamsa yajnasya karanam. You are the reason behind all the pious yajnas that is being taken place in this whole world. You are the most purified river of all the purified rivers in the world. You are more pure than that of Ganges. For you, I am saluting because you relieve me from all my sins. You are without any sin. You are anaga. This is equal to that of shloka that is on Goddess Mahalakshmi. Vammata sarvalokanam devadevo harishpita tvayaitat vishnuna chamba tvayaitat vishnuna chamba. So you are the mother and Lord Vishnu is the father of this whole world. Jagat vyaptam characharam. You are along with Lord Vishnu gracing the whole world, blessing the whole world. You take the form whenever Lord comes to this world. For example, when Lord comes over here as Rama, you take the form of Sita, the divine consort of Lord Rama. Whenever Lord Vishnu takes the form of Lord Krishna, then you comes as Goddess Rukmini. You take the form of Rukmini. So like this, you never leave Lord. Like the same here, we have a Mata, not only a Mata for us, but the Bata for the team of Goddess. All the demigods which worship this Gomata, Sarva Devanam. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says very clearly that Denunam Asmi Kamaduk. So I am the Kamadenu among the cows. He is himself very much happy in proclaiming that I am one among the Kamadenu. I am one among this cow. That is the best among the cow. That is the Kamadenu. So Vedas, Smritis, Itihasas and Puranas have given n number of references. It is countless. We could keep on saying everything. Whatever that has been told, but let me try to give some samples of those pramanas that have been told and its real meaning. In Rig Samhita, Yam Paurushena Kravisha Samante Yo Ashvena Pashuna Yatu Dhanaha. Here in this, the meaning is being told like this: O fire god, with your flames burn the heads of those demons who eat the meats of humans, animals like a horse and cow, and those who steal cow's milk. Stealing the cow milk is a papam. It's a great sin. Like the same when anybody eats the meat of cow. That has been told in Rig Veda. Not only that, Rig Veda encourages building cow sheds, and through which we get more benefits. Prajapatir Mahyametha Rarano Vishvair Devaihi Pitrubihi Samvidanaha. In that shloka, in this Rig Samhita, the meaning goes like this: May the Supreme Lord, complimented by all the gods, create auspicious and spacious cowsheds for our happiness and populate them with cows and calves. Let us rejoice the cow wealth and contend by serving those cows. So Rigvedam itself makes us to actually Rigvedam orders us to construct the cow sheds and make us to live happily with the blessings of the cows. And usually every house before 20 years will have its own cow shed. You could just go and visit those houses which were not been demolished and rebuilt. All the houses which have been minimum 20-25 years to 30 years old will have a cow shed. Because cow is a part and parcel of this family, everyone's family. Nobody could live without a go or a goshala in his own home. Even I had the bhagyam of enjoying cow in our home, in our Tirumaligi. Yajurveda says like this: Sa Vishwayuhu, Sa Vishwakarma, Sa Vishwadhayaha. Meaning that cow would augment the lifespan of the lifespan of the sages involved in the sacrifices and the doer of the sacrifices. Cow coordinates all the rituals of sacrifices by providing offerings like milk. Cow nourishes all the gods of sacrifices. So for doing sacrifices, there is the yajna, we need milk, we need ghee, everything. By giving all those things that are required for the yajnam, cow makes the god very much pleased with our yajna. In Atharva Veda, it has been very clearly told how the milk given by the cow is being very powerful, could be utilized to remove our weakness and make us very healthy. Gavo agmannutha Badrakaman Sidantu Goshme Ranayam Twasme. So the Veda, Adharva Veda goes like this. In this the meaning comes: O cows, with your milk and ghee, you make the physically weak strong. Physically one is weak, he becomes stronger because of the consumption of the cow milk. And nurture the sick to health. You make the sick person to become a healthy person by your milk. O Gomata, you make this magic happen. With your sacred utterances, you chastise our homes. Your glory is discussed in gatherings. So when there is a sadhu sangam, then there will be a discussion about the greatness of the go and Gomata's protection. Vasham deva upajivatim, vasham manushya upa, vashedam sarva bhavatu, yavatu suryo vipashyati. This is also Atharvana Veda. In this recitation, the importance of cow and its products are being explained. In Atharva Veda, the gods and men live on cow products. Till the sun shines, the universe will have cows. The whole universe depends on the support of cow that we are able to see it now. The whole universe needs the support of the cow. Because of the cow, there will be a growth of agriculture. Because of the cow, there will be the growth of health. Because of the cow, there will be the protection of dharma. Because of the cow, there will be a dissemination of positive energy. So because of the cow, there will be a samrakshan of Vedas. So it is our primary duty to take care of the cows, and the cow samrakshana will be there till the world is there. Sano mandresha murjam duhana denurva gasmanusha sushtutaitu. The meaning, she is Kamadenu, the divine cow that fulfills all our desires. Her body is of cow and face is of a woman. She was born before the Amrita when the ocean was churned. Her hair exudes fragrance. From her udder she shows dharma, artha, kama and even moksha. She is an abode to self-knowledge, shelters sun, moon and fire god. All the gods and the living beings depend on her. She provides us with food and supreme knowledge. Even when we mildly play, let her be near us. When we pray very mildly also, she is gifting us all those things in abundance. There is a greatness of this Gomata. Now the cows are being explained in the Kathopanishad. Nachiketu tells the story of the cow. We all know the story of the Nachiketu who has gone to the Yamapatnam and he returned back to this world and he followed a vow called just by consuming the cow milk for one mandalam, that is for around 48 days. So for the whole 48 days, he was just consuming cow milk. That is called Payovratam. Because of that, he was able to purify himself and come out of sin that he has committed. That is being explained in the Kathopanishad. And he also tells the greatness of the cow. And he also make an objection that when cow has stopped giving the milk, it is not right for you to give the cow, to make the cow go out of you. Pitodaka jagdha trina dugdha deha nirindriyaha anandanama telokastan sagachati tha dadat. These cows have eaten grass and have taken water. They have been milked. They are past reproductive age. One who donates these old cows will go to place of darkness devoid of pleasures. Instead, donate me. So he says that after the cow has stopped milking, do not drive away those old cows. It is your duty to protect those Gomatas as like we do the service to our Matas and Pitas. When a child which has been taken fully care by a Mata and Pita throughout its growing up, after that, when a person is able to stand on his own leg, he is trying to drive away his father and mother, then he is committing one of the worst sin. Like the same, when we use the cow, use the milk that it has given, everything the cow has given us, after the cow has stopped giving milk to us, when we are driving out that cow, that is the old age cow, means is a papa. This is the most practical problem that we are seeing in this whole world. Earlier, there was a practice of dharma. Everyone was able to follow the dharma and do it actually according to the scripture. Now the world has changed in the format: pay and use, then use and throw. Even for parents, he is coming and telling that how much you have spent for my studies, I will just throw in one check. Let you go and reside in your some old age home. I can't spend my time for taking care of you. That is really a great sin that we are doing. Because of having a worst concept into our practice. Hindu, this Sanatana Dharma is the way of life. We don't have a separate learning and separate form of life. We follow what we learn. It is a dharmic way of life. So it is our duty to protect those cows which have stopped milk. Cows have been described more in Mahabharata also, in Anushasana Parva. The cows are being adored, and one who commits sins to the cows are, because of that they are getting the worst palams. Gokulasya Trishartasya Jalarte Vasudadipaha Utpadayati Yo Vignam Tam Vidyat Brahmadhadinam. Obstructing the provision of water to thirsty cows should be considered equal to the sin of killing Brahmins. When a cow which is thirsty of water is moving towards a pond or a place where the water is provided, if you are stopping the cow from approaching that reservoir or a water stored place, then you are committing a sin. it has got its own worst effect, ill effects on us. We could just see that it is being equalized of killing a Brahmin. Brahmanavadam is Brahmahati dosham, that has been worst cruel papa. If somebody does it, he has to undergo very tough things in Narakam. So it has been equal to that kind of papa, that if you stop a cow from approaching a pond or a river or a lake or its water place, then you are committing a worse sin. We could see this from the real example of two Maharajas. One is in the life of Mahijit Raja, and another one in the life of King Dilipa. Dilipa is one of the famous king who ruled this whole world after coming in Surya Vamsha. He was a great ruler, adorned with more and more virtues, and every praja in his Rajya was really happy with this dharmic ruling. He and his wife were gifted with all the abundant wealth, treasure, knowledge persons, good prajas, everything, but they had only one worry, that is, they don't have children for them. So because of that, they went on a journey to reach sage Vasishta and prayed at his lotus feet to gift them with a child. Vasishta told him that you lacked the gift of child because of your sin committed to a cow. So he was unable to understand. I never committed any sin to a cow. Then Vasishta started to narrate. When you went for a yuddham to support Indra in the Devaloka, you failed to see Kamadhenu there. Oh, I have never seen it. Yes, that is the thing that you have done. You have failed to see Kamadhenu, which is standing very nearby to you. And you failed to offer puja to that Kamadhenu. So the Kamadhenu understood that you have voluntarily ignored doing puja to her, and she cursed her. Because of that only you failed to have an issue. That is, you don't have a child. He was really afraid with that. He told the Rishi that he didn't do it voluntarily. By mistakenly also you would have done it, and he wanted to get a relief from that. So Rishi ordered him, Vasishta ordered him to do the Kamadhenu puja and do the service to that Kamadhenu, and because of that he was able to get rid of that sin and able to get a beautiful child. Not only this, even the Mahijit Raja, who was also a devoid of child, was requesting for the clearance of the sin. Rishi ordered him to follow a vrata, that is Ekadasi vrata. And not only that, he also told him that he has committed a sin by stopping a cow from approaching a pond during his early birth. That was the worst sin that was committed by him, because in order to get the whole water in a purified form, if a cow approaches and makes the pond dirty, then he will be unable to have a good water. So he has driven away the cow and taken the water. Because of that sin committed in the earlier birth, now he is lacking a child. So the Rishi ordered him to do Ekadasi Vrata and as well as take care of the cow, feeding the cows and doing go samrakshana. And because of that, this Mahijit Raja got a divine child that we could see from the Puranas. And whatever the cow is giving to us is all with greatest purity, and we should not hesitate to consume that. Everything the cow gives, not only the milk, even cow urine, even the cow dung, everything is of the purest form. You could not find this in any creature of this world. We may consume so many good things, but as a human, we are just giving out some bad things only. But only for the cow, even it consumes some bad things, it gives only good and most purest things to this whole world, for the benefit of this whole world. Regarding this, the Mahabharata Anusashana Parva tells a sloka, Gavam Mutra Purishasya Nodvijeta Katanchana Na Chasam Mamsam Ashniyad Gavam Pushtim Tatha Puniyat. Do not hesitate to consume cow urine and cow dung. They are sacred. All the products that are from cow are really sacred. Even the cow urine and cow dung is sacred. But it has got one restriction. Do not consume the meat of the cow. That is the worst sin that a human will be committing. By consuming the cow urine, cow dung and all other things, that is called the Panchagavya. That is the 5 materials that we get from the cow. What we get is a person becomes stronger by consuming those Panchagavya. Nowadays we could see this Panchagavya has become the best treatment to cure cancer. Even we could see that Panchagavya is being considered as the best instead of pesticide to the plants, it is being considered as the best strengthener for the plants. When we grow paddy, it would be better to use Panchagavya than that of some worst chemical fertilizers. Nowadays that is called as organic farming. Everyone is going towards that, moving towards that. So the use of Panchagavya, even for the human, even for the agriculture purpose, even for making our home divine, to get the blessings of Lord, to make Lord Mahalakshmi, Goddess Mahalakshmi stay with us, we need to use cow urine, cow dung. Hence we have the practice of daily cleaning our house with cow dung. The entrance of the house will be cleaned with water mixed with cow dung. During Tuesdays and Fridays, it will be quite better if you have in your home the cow urine will be sprayed, could be sprayed throughout the house. It brings the bliss of Mahalakshmi. And the cow, when it lives in a surrounding of the human, then it makes the surrounding of the human more positive and more effective. Not only that, cow donation, the donation of the cow is quite a great thing. Then all the danas, the donation of cow could be called as the most sacred donation. That's why we follow this during the time of marriage, during the time of any kind of prayaschitta, and during the time of when some person has left this world. The soul of a person need to move out of the Vaitarani river that is flowing in the Yamapatna. When we are crossing, when we are going towards the Yamapatna, the Atma soul is going towards the Yamapatna. Then there will be a river called Vaitarani, which is the worst river that we can't cross so simply. Hence a cow dana that has been done here will help the soul to cross the Vaitarani river by catching the tail of that cow. Hence the cow dana is quite superior. It releases from so many sins. Cows are the abode of the goddess of wealth. Sins don't touch them. There exists a fine relationship between the man and cow. A home without a cow is like one without dear ones. If you have a home without a cow, then it means that You don't have dear ones in the home. It could be called as a house, but not a home. In order to make the cow forming part of our life, it's quite must in our life to take care of the cow by doing Go Puja regularly. There is a procedure in which Go Puja should be done. We have to recite the slokas, we have to Dhupa, Deepa, Aradhana, so everything should be done to the cow while doing the Go Puja. It should become the custom of every human being to do the Go Puja. As cow is an embodiment of all gods. Not only that, all kind of great things are only with the cow. And cow blesses us with so many fortunes. It is our duty to do Go Puja and make the Godanam. Instead of Godanam, nowadays people start to make donation of some money. As far as I am concerned, it is not the right way of doing the Godanam. When the Shastra has asked you to go do the Godanam, do it in the right sense. Make it very clear that let you take it as an opportunity to go and visit and check and find the best cow, that is the Deshi cow, and try to give it to the person who is taking care of that cow, the go. So that will enable the Go Samrakshana to grow forever. Not only that, it is our duty to make the protection of the protectors. Those who are taking care of the cow should also be protected. And with this, I am just coming to the conclusion of the topic. I have been given 1 hour 15 minutes. Probably during this lecture, Adiyan would have communicated what has been expected from the Gopals, that is the organizers. If I failed in my communication, I feel sorry for that. I will try to improve. If Adiyan has done something little bit what is required, then Adiyan will be really showing my Dhanyavadaha to those great scholars who have enabled me to speak about the Shastra, who has made me to learn all those great things, and also one who has prepared these materials for me to give this lecture. Without this, I will not be able to present you all those greatness about the cow. Now, with just a few conclusion words, I would like to stop. How we could make this Go Samrakshana a regular part in our life. Is this possible in this fast-moving modern world? Will it be beneficial? Will it be successful for us? Is it possible for the whole world to rethink about the Go and Go Samrakshana? I feel the whole answer is yes. We are capable of doing that. Now we need more and more team like Gopals to strengthen the concept of Go Samrakshana, to protect the protectors of Gomatas, to make the link of public and the Guru protectioners, to disseminate the knowledge of Go protection and the benefits of Go Samrakshana, to bring out a volunteer within every human being, that is to bring out a Krishna within every human being. Let everyone become Gopalaka, Govinda, through great measures of Gopal's team. Let we pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ranganatha to bless them with divine virtues and power in all forms to make their mission successful, and let it spread to the whole world. I know more and more schemes are being implemented by Gopals, even in very, very remote villages. It gives me great pleasure to know about it. Let the whole world stands up with this Gopal team and make Go Samrakshana as our one of the foremost duty, along with the Vedic Samrakshana, Veda Samrakshana. As those things go joined together, let me make it as a vow to protect cows as well as the Vedas and Brahmanas. कावेरी वर्धतां काले काले वर्षतु वासवः श्रीरङ्गनाथो जयतु श्रीरङ्गश्रीश्च वर्धताम् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। श्रीमते रम्यजामातृमुनीन्द्राय महात्मने श्रीरङ्गवासिने भूयात् नित्यश्रीर्नित्यमङ्गलम्। श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। Dhanyosmi for you all for listening this lecture.